Hey, what's happening, YouTube? So I do a quick one of these while I'm headed over to my storage to pick up my PA. So I'm DJing a wedding tonight. I committed to this a while back, and I'm super nervous about it. Weddings are far outside of my comfort zone, and I've DJ'd a few of them, and I've never particularly enjoyed that experience. As someone whose marriage went horribly wrong in one of the worst ways possible, I just simply don't support marriage and don't really believe in it. It just doesn't seem natural to me. And being at weddings is horrifically uncomfortable for me. Just being at them. Generally, when I'm invited to a wedding, I don't go. Yeah. And I probably shouldn't be dwelling on those thoughts prior to doing this. I should try to be optimistic. I took it on because I desperately needed the money, and I still kind of do desperately need the money. And I talked to I believe he's the groom, the guy organizing it. And these are things I should know going into this, right? But it's so awkward in dealing with people I don't know that I tend to not have a lot of contact. So anyway, he said he knows me from Castaways and loves my karaoke show and really wanted me as a DJ because he likes the way I DJ, which is flattering, but that's not. I don't know, I was kind of hoping we might have met up somewhere before now and face to face, and if I could put a face with the name that I've already forgot and the voice. That hasn't happened. So. Gosh. Anyway, I'm kind of bringing pretty much what I bring to what I was bringing to Jay's. It's a full sound, full karaoke system, full sound system. I don't expect that I'm going to be doing any karaoke, and I genuinely hope I won't be doing any karaoke, but I am going to have the equipment ready for it anyway. Zombies in the road. So they sent me a list as a document file attached to an email, and it was a lot more extensive than I expected, and I was kind of surprised how many of those songs that were on that list I didn't have, because I don't know, it's like I have a lot of music, but it's not, I don't have everything, of course, and there's certain giant holes in my music library, which kind of stem around, my own tastes, and as well as the fact that I've been doing primarily karaoke for 16, 17 years. So it's it's like a lot of times I'll tell people, they say they want to hear a song, and I'll be like, well, that's fine, but you have to sing it. And then when they look at me funny, I'll be like, well, that's how karaoke works. And it is literally how karaoke works. But I think a lot of people don't realize that I'm being dead-ass serious, that you know, that the only way they're going to hear that song is if I sing it, because I only have, a lot of times songs people are asking for like that, I only have in a karaoke format. So it's yeah, so I'm going through this list, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass. Like, I was so occupied with the, you know, and I've made a lot more progress on the list than I otherwise would have, you know, having had the accident in the cab and losing a couple days in the cab. It was at least like the first day I was out of my cab, actually, the first 2 days I was out of my cab, the 2 days I was out of my cab, I concentrated the bulk of my efforts into working on the music list. I was also working on, you know, new karaoke, and also ripping we call it ripping brain fart, ripping physical CDs to increase the music library as well at the same time. I'm usually multitasked all to hell when I'm working on music, so, you know, that just is what it is. But anyway, the come on, stay open. Yeah, maybe I should have been concentrating a little more solidly on just getting their songs done, and not, you know, I don't know. For me, like, when I add a song to the music library, I don't just, okay, I get the song and I'm done with it. Like, I try to, just simply having it in the music library is only half the battle for me as a DJ. I feel like if I don't know what the song is, like, and by know it, I mean, like, you know, what its impact was, when it was a hit, and in what genres and regions it was a hit. Also, crap, I'm gonna have to put this down for a second. Also, when it was released, what album it was off of. At least enough information to correctly fill out the ID3 tag. I'm always going one step beyond that. If there was a music video, or if there's like a decent performance video available on YouTube, I try to also get that. So, I mean, every time I add a song, it's just not just like download, put away, download, then I preview it and make sure it sounds good and everything. I generally will, you know, at this point, most everything's, if I'm not getting it off a CD, it's coming off of YouTube. So I don't think I need any of that. It's also coming off YouTube, so I need this though. I'll my cables are so well organized. Yes, it's also coming off YouTube, so I will you know, so it comes down as an MP4 video file, even if it's just, you know, a static background. At which point I don't know if I need that or not. At which point I add a anyway, so what I take with those, I open them up into Audacity, which is a wave editor, and I'll edit it, you know, optimize it for single play, making adjustments to the levels. If it is, you know, over modulated or over compressed, I've got some techniques that I've learned where I can kind of restore the dynamic range a little bit. I mean, you can only fix that so far, but I have definitely learned some learned some tricks that help that. So yeah, I do that, and then I also edit the start and end times, so that it starts and ends quickly, as opposed to, you're amazed how many files, especially on, once it's been converted for video to be on YouTube, have a couple of seconds of a dead roll before the song actually starts, which doesn't sound like much, but like when you've got a song that's ending cold and you're trying to just go tightly into the next song and keep the music flowing, and then you have 2 seconds of dead air while 2 seconds of dead air while the next song starts, while it's rolling through this dead time. When that happens, 2 seconds is a really long time, a long awkward time, and then people are looking at you like, why the music stop? So I prevent that from happening by meticulously working on my music library when I work on my music library, and being very particular in how I do it. I think that's everything I need out of here. So, dang, my phone's probably getting ready to overheat. It is hot as hell today. I've been working on that, but because I've been doing so many other things instead of really concentrating. I've been concentrating on the list, but instead of exclusively concentrating on the list, I didn't quite finish it. Now, I do believe, thanks to the magic of streaming and the fact that I can actually play an MP4, I can play an MP4 file as audio. It's just awkward to do so.